Welcome to the ESPN FC 100, our list of the best players and managers in the world. We've broken down the players position by position to produce the most authoritative and comprehensive list yet. Well, this list of managers is quite interesting because there is no Jose Mourinho in the top 10, probably for the first time in the history of the universe.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, and that's even though he finished second with United last season, which he says is a massive overachievement and proof of his managerial genius.
And he won 8 titles, remember?
Yeah.
Exactly, but certainly on this season, you can't really quibble with that. Although maybe when you look at some of the other people on this list, Thomas Tuchel.
Don't look at me, I didn't vote for him, but he's only been in the job since August to October when the vote were casted, so clearly some people love him a lot. He's doing a good job at PSG, but to be in that list of the top 10 managers for 2018, I don't think he deserves
Pep
that.
number
And same
one,
for
Joe,
Carlo
what do you
as
think?
well.
Yeah, I suppose you can't really argue with last season what they achieved, breaking all kinds of records, playing amazing football. It's almost boring how good they are now. It's just, it's the development that he achieved with City, like Klopp at Liverpool, but the difference is he won the title. So I think you can't really argue. I mean, we were talking before, the list has, our colleagues voted for the list, so we can't really complain too much. We took part in this, but there are a few strange ones.
You don't have to answer for them, by the way.
But like you were saying, Tuchel and Ancelotti, who barely worked in 2018, and then Zidane is the big one, really, isn't it?
Zidane is not. How is Zidane not on the list? He won the Champions League.
Zidane isn't a manager; he's a football god, and there's only one of those.
So it doesn't matter. So we'll have another section for football
Just for
gods,
him.
right? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, if winning 3 Champions League in a row don't get you into the ESPN FC 100 top 10 for managers, yes.
And last year, remember, they had a really tough group with Spurs and Dortmund. They then beat PSG, Juventus, and then obviously beat Liverpool in the final. So, I mean, that was a really hard route to win it. So, I mean, Zizou should be number 1 there. 2 people I'd like to point out.
Yes.
2 guys who didn't win anything last year, but what they achieved with their teams, I think, extraordinary. Maurizio Sarri at Napoli. Napoli, the only team to get 90 or more points and not win the league title. I think they really felt they were going to do it. Look at how well he started life in Chelsea as well. And then Pochettino as well. I think Pochettino this season in particular, with everything going on about with Wembley, with the fact that they didn't make any signings, that they had more players at the World Cup than anyone else, and they had their best start to the season ever, competitive, I think it shows the measure of Pochettino as a manager that, I think
He's got to win something, though, haven't they? Got to win a trophy with this team soon.
Constantly working with less resources than his big rivals, and still up there. I mean, that is impressive. Finishing above Arsenal again for the Tottenham fan, that's almost like winning something, isn't it?
Yeah. it pains me to see.
Almost.
It really pains me to see Deschamps as number 6, and I've been critical of him before the World Cup, and I was not the only one back home. And he doesn't only have qualities; he's got flaws as well as a manager. However, winning the World Cup is the ultimate trophy to win. And I think being number 6 behind Sarri, behind Allegri, behind Diego Simeone, who didn't do anything much in 2018, didn't even qualify for the knockout stage of the Champions League.
They won the Europa League.
Yes, but in the Champions League, they were they were knocked out in the group stages. I think Deschamps, for me, was the best manager in 2018 because of the way he led that team to winning the World Cup.
I hate to agree with you, but I think you're right. In a World Cup year, Deschamps, with all the doubts that there were about him ahead of the World Cup to do the job in the way he did, he should win it this year. Is he a better manager than Pep Guardiola? No,
exactly. But on the year, I agree with you.
Yeah. So, do we not disagree about anything else? Surely we do.
Well, I mean, going back on the World Cup, Ian, I mean, Chiche's there, number 9. I think there are probably managers that did a better job at that tournament than him did. Zlatko Dalic, little known before the World Cup. Yes, he had a talented team, but think of all the problems they had. They sent Nikola Kalinic home early on in that. They played with 22 players. I think he deserves a lot of credit.
I think Chichi did an amazing job throughout the year getting to the World Cup. I mean, the build-up to the World Cup, Brazil looked great. But then, actually at the World Cup, if you analyse it coldly at the World Cup, they weren't very good, really. I mean, quarter-finals losing to Belgium is not terrible, but yeah, I would agree with you.
I mean, but people thought they were going to do a lot better. That's the point, isn't it? About
Yeah,
Brazil?
I mean,
it was a disappointment in the end.
Yes, in Brazil it was a disappointment.
Yeah.
And he's a great manager, but the World Cup didn't go as expected.
Yeah. So the upshot of all that debating is that Pep is number one on that list, but it is a bit of an argument that Deschamps should have got it in a World Cup year, shouldn't he?